Hello, I'm Jill Anderson, the director of 7Days, Make a Ripple, Change the World, and we are here today with Fatima Gonzalez, who is one of our scholarship winners. Welcome and congratulations, Fatima.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
Good. Well, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about your project?
So, as a virtual traveling troupe cast member with Kansas Academy of Theatrical Arts in Kansas City, Kansas, my project began by just wanting to follow my dream of giving back to Kansas City and to my community. I made 5 episodes that each are to change mindsets, to continue to strive for change. And each of these episodes for the podcast were made and curated by me for the youth here in Kansas City, Kansas, in my community.
That's wonderful. I love your project, which you titled Amiga Advice.
Yes.
What inspired you to start this project?
Since this past year in the pandemic, I saw how greatly the pandemic affected directly my community because it is more of a low-income community. And so they had different struggles, and I saw how greatly it was affecting the youth. So I wanted to make something to inspire and to kind of connect directly with my community in a way that isn't really done by the youth exactly, because you usually see like adults wanting to help out the youth, but you don't see youth wanting to help out youth. So that's really what I wanted to do, and that's really what my biggest inspiration was for Amiga Advice. I have always dreamed of giving back to my community, and Amiga Advice was an opportunity in the 5 episodes that I already filmed and the 8 episodes that we were planning are my opportunity to continue to begin my journey of my dream, which is to give back.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your Kindness Project, because it clearly has made an impact. Tell us a little bit about 1 or 2 of the episodes, what you thought was interesting or stands out to you.
So one of my favorite episodes was one of the last ones I filmed, which is with one of the cast members. His name is Alexis Sanchez. And it was my favorite because we had a whole class last year together, and we probably spoke like maybe once or twice. And then when we started doing the virtual traveling troupe with Kada, we talked a lot more, but we never really like had a time to like sit down and really get to know each other. And when we got the opportunity to do the podcast, I learned so much about him, and I feel like he learned so much about like me, and I feel like I was able to really connect with like a part of my community, like one-on-one, and that's like what I really wanted to do. And he was able to like, through like our conversation, he inspired me because he kept on saying that like, just keep going, like you're doing great, and like just keep on going for your dream. Like don't let anybody fault you, or don't let anybody stop you from continuing your dream. And that was kind of like what the whole episode was about. And also that episode wasn't supposed to go that way. It was planned to go in kind of like in a different direction, kind of talking about like movies, kind of talking about like his dream of being a director. But it ended up being my favorite episode because my little cousin, he came up to me after that episode came out, and he told me that was his favorite too, because he just wants to follow his dream, and seeing that I am following my dream is just making him want to continue to follow his dream.
So that's exactly what your podcast was doing, was creating that ripple of kindness by letting younger generations see, I want to follow my dream, and here's 2 examples of people that are doing it right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So tell our followers how they can find your podcast.
So Amiga Advice is on Kansas Academy of Theatrical Arts website, which is KATAYouthArts.org. And there's a tab that said podcast, and there's 1 episode right there. And then there's all the episodes were filmed and posted on Kansas Academy of Theatrical Arts Facebook page. And we're currently working on posting all the episodes on Spotify and the second season should all be on Spotify by the end of May.
That's wonderful. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you wanted to include and tell us?
Well, I just wanted to say that my expectation for the podcast is not only to change mindsets, but to be able to see the impact and be able to see the transformed behaviors in my neighborhood, because I really want to see the impact that my podcast is doing and see how it's changing my neighborhood and my community for the better.
That is so wonderful. Thank you so much, Fatima. We appreciate you, and we're so glad to honor you as one of our 2021 scholarship winners.
Thank you so much.